start recording this now. We're getting into the nitty gritty. And just wondering for something else I've kind of set up here for you as well. This is all stuff that helps you, believe me. Do you have a scanner there that you can scan into the computers? Or?
It's not great.
It's not a great scanner. No.
It's an old
yeah
inkjet printer that can scan.
Yeah, like I have the camera on my phone. I don't really use that to upload stuff. It's quite good.
Okay. At sometime when I'm in the Killaloe area, like I might be there in a few weeks, funny enough, not like in a place called Newport. I might just spin in. Whether you're there or not, it doesn't matter. Okay, I just want to have a glance at what equipment you have. That's all. And it's not that I'm trying to sell you anything, but sometimes if the equipment is like an old car, you know, it'll handle what you need it for now. But if you need to go on a long journey, you might need something a bit stronger. So, but certainly a scanner is worth, for the sake of 400 quid. It's the type of thing worth getting your computer guy to look out for you for, you know. Especially one with a feeder. And what I'm coming to is just reducing paperwork. And do you have a shredder as well there? I was wondering. No. 80 quid buys a shredder. So I'm just telling you why you need this stuff. All right. Like I'm looking at all the paper behind you there, and like I'm not even there. And there's so much paper coming at you. Look at that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Actually, how far back should we be keeping financial records?
6 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so should we be shredding anything beyond that now?
Burn and shred it to hell. Yeah. Now we shred every day here. Okay. So if you scan it, it won't fade. Like a lot, we're finding, especially in the last recent years, 18 months or so, a lot of bills you'd buy, they fade. If they come in by email, they don't fade. And so that tells you something. So what we like to do is anything that comes in the post, or if we're out buying diesel, I'll give you a tool now while we're here to photograph it on your mobile phones. And once it's photographed, it'll be in on this system, okay? And it'll be in the right place, and the VAT will be claimed in it. And we'll know where that money went. So it means your profit won't be overstated with money we don't know where it went. And that keeps your corporation tax under control and stuff like this. So this is me being a little bit of an accountant for a second. But the main thing is, when you own the business, there's other people working there. If they're buying bits and pieces, you want to know where the money went. So what'll help you answer that is obviously the bill from whoever sold it to you. So there's 4 ways I'll just talk about the money you're spending at the start. Is if it comes in the post, we'll scan that, it'll be in this, okay? Or you'll have a way on your mobile phone, you'll photograph it, it'll be in this. It'll be the exact same thing, one or the other. The third way is I'll give you a special email address, which I'll set up here now in front of you, and we'll test it, where if anyone emails the practice, you know, anything like that, you just forward it, the whole email, you don't have to print or anything. You just forward the entire email to a dedicated email address, and it's getting in here. And then the last way is for any of those crowds who say log in and get your bill, like Electric Ireland or eFlow or 3. I'll email you, Ty, and or whoever has the login codes, and you put in your login and password. Nothing happens, and then 3 or 4 days later, it starts downloading all the bills that are up on these websites. Okay, and they're in the accounts. And because it's coming in like that, you don't need to keep those boxes beside you. Then we just shred those, you know. Yeah. That works.
So like, yeah,
that's frightening or what?
Vodafone, for example, now they're very hard to even print off the bills and stuff.
Now, funny enough, they're the hardest one. Even though we link those up, but I'm on them myself. Even when I log in with everything, it just keeps failing. But the odd time, you might have to go through the gruel. They're probably the only exception of getting on the phone and say, I can't log in. I'm in my account here, but it keeps failing. And they'll send over 40 bills in the one go, but it just seems to be that particular website. It just, you get in all right, and but we can try and connect it up and see what happens. It does, we do download Vodafone regularly, so through this thing called Fetch. So let me so I just want to give you a preview what happens. So on VetDrive, you'll be doing your normal day-to-day work, billing for medicines, giving people receipts, money comes in. Okay, that brings in the sales, and I can kind of see what's happening here. Let me just turn off my emails there. All right. Sorry now, I just okay, that's done now. Yeah, got rid of that. So that kind of brings in the sales, and I've already set up some special reports. Now they may not be what you want, right? But I'll show them to you in a minute. and we'll tailor them to what you do want. Okay, so but effectively you'll get them. You get one of them every week, and another 3 or 4 every month, and it'll go to whatever email address you want it to go to. You can tell me that here. Okay, so that's it. So I just want to kind of tell you what's going to happen, and then we'll kind of do some setup stuff. Have you any immediate questions you kind of dying to ask or anything? Or be a bit kind of, might you try and stay awake or anything?
Yeah, I suppose I suppose I've asked James this already, but just to reconfirm it, Vet Drive is basically for outward billing only.
Yeah.
So everything else, all purchases will be separate then. Like there'll be no purchase history going into Vet Drive.
No, there won't be. No, that'll be on here. Yeah.
So then, in terms of stock control, will
now, okay. So do you want to do stock control on QuickBooks? It's just like line by line. Yeah, it doesn't do that medicine by medicine breakdown. I could see if I could do it, but
should we be doing it?
Well, my normal answer on this is the hardest thing in any job is selling. Okay, so that's why you need to be concentrating everything. If you want to know what, say for the accounts purposes, I'll deal with an accountant first. You only need to
take it.
You only need to do it really at the end of the year. And how I do that, and I'd be, I'm all licensed up as auditor, and that is, if I went and looked at your stock, probably 80% of the value is in 20% of the area there. There's probably particular drugs that are more valuable than the rest of them.
Yeah.
And what I do is I make sure that is checked. So say it's coming into Christmas, see how much of that we have there. You might have boxes and boxes. It could be 100,000 there, but 80,000 of it is in one particular area. That's the real important stuff. And the rest of it, I'm not saying I don't care about it, but I know despite the quantity, most will come to is a certain amount, So that's how I think most auditors would do the stock. Now I'm just jumping to the EU for a minute. Is it critical that they know all the drugs you bought, what's sold and what isn't sold? I'll just come to your regulators.
We should be able to show if, say, 12 bottles of an antibiotic come in, where those 12 bottles are after either on the shelf or sold.
Okay. Okay, so we can certainly say if they're sold. Anyway, that's that. If they're coming in line by line item, yeah, I'll see. I haven't had to set it up yet. It can handle stock. This can handle it. It does put a lot of weight on administration, pumping it all in. That's all,
What are the other practices that are running Vet Drive doing?
Well, none of them have been concerned about the stock coming in anyway. I'm not sure how they're handling it.
Okay.
Yeah, they just need. They seem to be more concerned with when they're asked with where are the drugs going, that they can reduce that. What drug went into what animal and the tags and all this.
Well, that's the priority, is actually knowing where it went.
Okay.
Yeah. But I suppose if you're really audited, it's like, well, how much you can say, well, I can show where everything went, but how much came in to show that some of it didn't go into the. Okay,
we can set up the stock here, but okay, leave that. That's not critical for today anyway.
No.
All right. Let me look at that, because the reason I'm pausing is a simple enough stock system, and I might just research if we could take the level of complexity you guys have, and integrating that with the sales side. So that might need an app or something like that, but for accounting purposes, it's not necessary. But I'm thinking of your regulator, might be, yeah. So okay, so leave that with me. I'll be back to you by Monday on that, Tadhg, all right?
Yeah.
I just want to introduce you just to a few of them who are working for me here. Just when today is over, I like to book in. It doesn't have to be with the two of you. It could be one of you individually or anything, or one of the other gang. But in case, I'll give you a special button. And if I'm not free, it'll jump to one of these three. Okay. And just that they exist. That's not like a cyber thing. They're all Irish as well. And around here, but they know the program, and that'll be briefed by me. So on here will be Annette. It's Annette.
Hiya.
And Maeve, who's got her thing turned down, but that might be because her young lad is kicking up. This is these people are based in Killaloe, girls. Hello, Maeve.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, lads.
Tadhg and Barbara here down in Killaloe. and we're just going to do the QuickBooks setup there now in a second. So, but just in case they have to check in sometime on a 15-minute Zoom and I'm not available, I'll have to brief today. But Killaloe Vets, I told you about them this morning and last week. We're setting up a vet drive, and we're just in the Q&A at the moment. But anyway, I just wanted to prove that you exist, that you're not in the Ukraine or something, you know. So,
Very good.
with helmets
We
on.
do.
Okay. Okay. Although Annette's German, like she's well used to wearing helmets. So.
Right.
Okay. She's moving close to the border here now, all set. Okay. All right. I'll let you off, ladies. Okay, and I'll see you soon.
Right.
Okay, thanks. Nice to meet you.
See you later.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. So anyway, we'll do some basic setup at the moment. So basic now. This is a once-off stuff. So I'm going to just send you both a setup. Now, I could have done some of this.
QuickBooks is fully cloud-based.
Yeah, fully.
Okay.
Backed
So
up in 3 areas. Yeah,
so we can access it on any computer anytime.
you can. And if you've changed device, it might send you an email to say just checking it's you, and you kind of say yes. Doesn't do that every time. Doesn't annoy you all the time. But at the start, there might be a bit of that, you know. Okay. So I'm going to set the 2 of you up as administrative people. So Tadhg Furlong, BGH.
HG, sorry.
HG, is it?
Yeah, and it's
Sorry,
Gavin.
TD, yes.
Yeah.
Am I sharing my screen there, Tadhg? Can you see what I'm doing?
I can see your screen, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I spelled your name correctly there, but.
No, it should be TADHG.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's God. Sorry, yeah, I'm with Tadhg now. Isn't it? Okay.
I'm not the rugby player.
Oh, yeah. Are you sure?
Gavin is the surname.
Like my niece was mad into Ronaldo, and France were playing one time, and I said, there was a big hairy guy, big long beard in him, and all this. And I said, Ronaldo, he plays soccer for Portugal, but rugby for France. And she was all excited and all that. And on came this guy. I said, that's the way he looks when he's in France. And she completely put off him for life now. She's a poor thing.
So it's Gavin is the surname.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry, how did I get Furlong there? God, and I'm a Connacht supporter. So. I don't want to type Gavin because I typed it a few times already today. So, and what's your email, Ty, your own one?
Tadhg.gavin@gmail.com.
Okay, so that's going to send you an invite in a second. Okay, let's check if that's right. And your work email, Barbara?
So will I just use the
Killaloe
yeah,
Vets,
so killaloevets@gmail.com.
Oh yeah, Killaloe Vet. So I emailed today a different email. It was info@Killaloe.
Yeah,
That's
that's our
the
website
website,
one. Yeah,
yeah.
sometimes that puts stuff into spam.
Oh yeah, okay.
So we haven't really it set up properly yet to.
That's all right. Yeah, so I was just kind of wondering. So I'll put this down for you, Barbara. Sorry.
Perfect, yeah.
Stretch, is it?
Stretch, yeah, STRITCH.
Yeah. Okay. So the 2 of you will get invites on those emails if it's possible to check them now. Set up a password. You can log in and be on the screen.
Can do it on the phone.
Yeah, because
You can, yeah. And that was going to be my next thing. If you can do it on the phone, you can also download the app. Can you do that too, Barbara, while you're there?
yeah.
You want to do the
Yeah, I'll have to do
Killaloe one here, sure. Where's the? Yeah, just open the text message.
That one again. So every time you log in, what you're seeing here is kind of what you'll also see on your phone.
Okay.
The items to show you how the bank account is doing. So your business bank account is here, and the money that people pay with cards goes into.
I don't see your mouse on the screen or anything now.
You know.
No.
Let me just see if I got. You don't see my mouse, no?
No. Now we see it.
Yeah.
No, it's
You
there.
know,
Yeah.
Here now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so hopefully it'll show up. So to the right of the screen anyway is the bank accounts. Now, I'm hoping during this we'll link it in with your real bank account. Which bank are you with?
AIB,
IB, that's sound. And is it one bank account you have or more than one?
one bank account.
One bank account, all right. So there'll be two figures here. One, whatever QuickBooks thinks is in your bank account, and the other one, what is in your bank account, all right? So you'll always kind of know kind of what it should be at anyway.
We did this with sticking with banking online.
Sorry, Tyke, what'd you say?
Does this sync up with the banking online then?
It does, yeah, yeah. And just to allay your fears, right? The bank control everything. So we don't go in and tell it to pay people or anything like that. It doesn't go into your bank. Every day, 24 hours behind, the bank send over what money came in and what money went out.
Okay.
And who got it, and it begins to learn pretty quick then. So I'll just show you kind of, there's a map of the accounts. Now, this is what leads to you've heard of profit and loss and balance sheet, and a lot of people have different ideas what they mean. But when it sees different names, well, I was looking at your online accounts and programming it before today. So I know you say yourself and Sinead own the business, but really apart from the shares being bought, those two figures won't move too much again. But further down, when people are getting paid their wages, there's the two of you. And further down again, is Barbara's name is there. And are all these people?
No, we actually changed staff in January. So Diarmuid is no longer there, and there's a different person in his place.
Okay, and what's his name?
Her name, Ciara Hayes.
Oh, girl, Ciara Hayes. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put Ciara's name down there now. Okay. And when it sees, depending on how the wages go out of the accounts, when people are paid, for instance, and I'm not jumping around here, believe me. If Ciara's paid, is her name on the bank statement when she's paid? Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it sees that the first time, we'll put it in there, but the second time it sees it, it'll put it in there itself. And the third time, the same with you and Barbara and anyone else who's there.
So it'll automatically pull it out of the banking.
Yeah, the bank will send it over at the start. This won't know what to do with it. And when we say every time you see Ciara Hayes or Barbara Stritch, you put it into their wages. Every time you see Vodafone, you put it into telephone and internet. Every time you see Electric Ireland, it goes into electricity and so on, you know. And with different suppliers, we'll have a look at them. I don't know, pet cremation seems to be getting a big thing these days. So that'll have its own category, but you know, you'll find with us anyway, we'll have most of this program for you for the here and now, and I'll show you guys how to program it going forward if you need to, you know. Things evolve a bit, you know, different suppliers, different bank accounts, different this and that, but this will certainly build the accounts 70-80% level, depending on how much time you want to put into it. I mean, are you putting a lot of time into accounts at the moment, or what way is it working for you?
Yeah, well, like there is a lot of work, I suppose, in it. You know, Barbara's putting invoices individually and all that, and then trying to make sure they go to the right area. And
yeah, I mean, it's I've only kind of glanced at this, but it looks like a very busy place, and it does pay you to look at this every day, or have someone look at it every day. So, but there'll be one or two things that I think if we focus in on, we'll know if we're on the right track, you know. So but just going back here anyway, if you get lost in this program at any stage, always click on the dashboard. And the reason I'm saying that is it's your way into everywhere. It's just like coming out of the foyer of a hotel. So on the sales side, keep using VetDrive. But if I click up here, all right, there's all this stuff in here in the background. But anything to do with customers, you don't really need to go near, because the VetDrive kind of works that for you.
okay.
But now this sounds really obvious, but you'd be amazed how many people don't do it. If you put the bills into it, then it's easy to pay them. All right. But if the bill isn't in there and you're paying fellas, you throw money at them. You say, well, I know I owe them. I know, you know, this type of thing, but it's not in here. It won't claim the VAT. You can lose bills. You can pay guys twice. You know, all that type of thing can happen. So if we're getting the bills in and we use this as a way to pay them, you'll find you'll be tight on making sure they're only paid what they should be paid. You know, because other people make mistakes too. They could this Killaloe, it could maybe, I don't know, Kilfanora Veterinary Clinic, if it exists. But they could actually, you know, the wrong person working in their place would easily get the wrong K, you know, so gotta watch that. So I'll show you how this kind of builds up pretty quick. But just to map it out, further down here kind of gives you a picture how the sales is doing. That's in the last month. If I click on this, and you know, you won't feel these times building up. In the last quarter, there was nothing going on. The last quarter, this will be the last quarter pretty soon. There's this quarter, and every day we're just starting off in February, you'll see it rising. And again, all this will be on that phone thing. But the last month will mean the most to you. And there's that, and say last week. So you can trick around. But what I say to everybody is, if it looks right, it generally is right. Okay. And those type of figures will always be with the VAT taken off. And all accounts are like that. So I want to kind of start getting things into this now. You'll see these populate very quick. So you know what we'll do, if you're okay with it, I'll connect the bank with you, and you'll see things start to happen very fast here. Actually, I'll do one thing slightly before that. Sorry, I'm gonna use those apps on your phone. Okay, so I'm just gonna unshare for a minute. All right, and I'm gonna share mine, and I want to show you two things. And then we're gonna experiment, and I'll show you. So behind the scenes, I'm still in your QuickBooks here, right? I was okay, so that's where we just were a minute ago, where we're looking at the bank accounts. Up here on the right is kind of a programming area, which you won't find yourself there too often, but you might. And one of them in here is how I added you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
So like, would I be able to give Sinead an account there as well?
You would, yeah. You just go to add user.
Okay.
And this recorded. And always for someone like her or someone, you know, big in the business, company admin every time. Now, if you put them on this, it's easy to move them up to that. No problem. Okay. And if someone leaves, it's easy to take them off. Okay. So, but you just go like that. You put in the name and email, and you get that invite I just had for you there. So, and the same with the Dext. We can add her as well. You know, so we can do it on this. I could send her this. If it's just as easy, we'll do it now, will we?
Yeah.
I'll send her the Dext anyway. So,
like say, you know, like we use two cards. I have a card and Sinead's card. So really, unless it's an invoice that's coming in through email, the only purchase will be myself or Sinead. So do we use Dext then, say if I run into a co-op to get a bit of equipment that I need, use it rather than bringing it back with the receipt or anything, just put it straight up on Dext?
Straight up on Dext. And I'm going to show you how to enter it now. And it sounds, should be no problem, but I'll just show you how things can go wrong in a moment. All right. So what's Sinead's email? Just while I have you, so.
No, Nadie Hain.
Oh no, I'll look it up there. NEI.
NEIDH.
Yeah. NEIDIHEN.
NEI, sorry.
NEIDIHEN.
Okay.
At yahoo.co.uk.
Okay, and I'm just going to bring this over a second. So I'll come in to show it to you too. So this is behind the scenes on Dext, which is a very powerful addition we like to throw in on it. And at the end.
Yeah.
So if there's an email for her, that one there.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to have the same email for you and for Barbara. And it'll be the email that when you forward an email, someone emails you a bill, you just forward it to this dedicated email address, and we'll do it now in a second. It'll land in there. So her one is her own email at dext.cc. I'll show you yours in a moment, both of you. What's her phone number, Tadhg?
Remember,
Sure, it's not for her to-
no, I can barely remember my own. 085 720 7693.
7693. 720-7693. Okay. So that'll go to her. She might work it out herself what to do, and if not, we'll show her again if she gives a quick ring, or I'll show you how you can book a quick 15-minute Zoom with me as well, or with any of the other girls there. So there's you, Tadhg, right, on the Dext, and that's your email in. So you see how it's the exact same as your own?
Yeah.
Tadhg@dext.cc. So if you're in Curry's, you buy a laptop or something, they'll always say, do you want me to email you the bill? Don't bother giving them your own. Give them the Dext.cc. It goes straight in. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And same with you, Barb.
Yeah.
Killaloevets@gmail.com. All right.
Okay.
So you've both seen that, and now these are actually kind of behind the scenes in those apps I've given you too. But just, I mean, you won't go wrong with these. So sorry, Killaloevets@dext.cc is your forwarding one. So just while you're there, if you could each of you forward some bill someone has emailed you, don't worry about the date on it. Just forward it to those email addresses, and we'll just get it in. Because the Dext starts to learn. Now it can take up to 2 hours of the first time it gets it.
Like a real one.
Yeah, just someone who's emailed you a bill in the last week, just forward it to tadhg.gavin@dext.cc. And if you could do something similar, Barbara, to Killaloevets@dext.
So Barbara wouldn't have to practice email on the.
On my phone, you say.
Okay.
I just.
But I can do it.
You can do it off the computer.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you can do it off the computer there. I've stopped sharing here.
I'm just sending the last fit scope one.
Okay, let's see it move.
So look there. So forward.
I'm just going to my supplier accounts and just actually forward it.
So forward the whole email, not just the attachment.
The whole email. Yeah.
Killaloevets@dext.cc.
Yeah.
Statement. Invoice, what is this one?
No, the whole email.
Oh, all right, okay.
Not
No, there's a
that,
few of them.
yeah.
Forward
If there's multiple invoices under one email,
just forward the one email with the multiple attached. It'll be fine. Yeah.
you click that one and drop down. Oh no.
Oh, okay. But I cannot put it in here. Can I type? No.
If you actually just go into it,
Yeah, and then forward.
and then
Forward
yeah, it's
down.
over there.
Okay.
So I've one
it's
sent there
to,
now.
So it's Killaloe.
That's it. Dext.
Dex. What is it? Dext.cc, is it?
Yeah. That's Dext.cc.
DXCC.
DXT.
Oh, sorry, Dext. Sorry, Dext.
Yeah.
CC.
.cc. Yeah.
.cc. Yeah. At,
Okay, that's grand.
what is it? At what?
Dext.
At-
DXT.cc.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Alright.
it.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry.
So
Okay. So that's mine. Minus. Where's your minus button on this? Sorry, just I'm not used to this computer. I'm Declan. No.
oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So that's forwarded on now. Now
Yeah.
depending on the phone you have, wherever you've that email address is in there behind the app somewhere as well, you know. So it's called the email in address. So I'll just get my own text. But it'll be behind there in the settings. So if you forget, I say, what the heck is it? It's your own email at dext.cc, you know. So
And it'll start coming up anyway when
Once you've sent one.
it will, yeah. Now a good thing anyone new who works with you to say when you're emailing your bill to email, we'll say, you know, killaloevets@gmail.com, but to CC the killaloevets@dext.cc. And that way you can look at the bill to make sure it's what you thought it was going to be, but it's already in the accounts. Like you don't have to even worry about forwarding on then, you know.
What if there's problems with invoices? Then you want to get them amended. Is it better?
Well, at least leave it in here and you look at it on QuickBooks. I mean, we can always delete it, overwrite it. You know, there's lots of things you can do, but at least if it's in there, you know, we can look at it. It's all in the one place. So, and I'll show you what that means.
So you recommend that all our suppliers we should be contacting them to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, we do that say a week or so, when I see you fire in all your bills,
Yeah.
I see you was there, like one email to the lot of them to say, we love your business or something, but every time you email us a bill, can you also CC whatever, tadhg@dext.cc.
That means-
way you're looking at the bills and they're going in there.
Yeah.
And
We
Sinead
will-
has her own one as well, that name@dext.cc. So, and the reason you all have a different one is that we know, who's forwarding these on, this type of thing, in case we have to look for an original or where the original email actually is,
I know. Yeah, like I get the odd one to my personal email, and I used to be just printing them off.
Or forward.
Yeah, bringing it in.
Yeah.
Leave on the table. Someone else leaves a newspaper or a file on top of it.
Can't
This
even-
is like, so this leads to overpaying VAT or overpaying income tax or overpaying corporation tax or paying out too much bonuses or whatever. It's been so. But anyway, this become quite routine very fast. Okay, and I'll show you kind of the end product as well in a moment. So there's two gone in. So while we're at that, I'll actually have you shared the screen now again. I'll connect to your bank.
I'll have to open up.
Or I can do it if it's awkward there.
Why isn't just Safari isn't showing up as an option there to share it? Can you?
Okay. Yeah, I can see. Chanel invoice. So
All right, I'll just go to
I like to look at your. Great. I'll just make sure I'm still sharing. Request remote control. Okay, very good. So I'm just going to go into banking here. So the dashboard is where you get lost, but I mean, there's at least two ways into everything, all right? So I'm just going to show you on the left-hand side. So banking is where we connect up the bank here, and that'll take us live now in a second. When things are coming down from the bank first, like a child, it doesn't know anything like so it's really learning. So it puts everything that comes in and out into this thing called a waiting room. And then as we tell it what it is, such as the wages stuff or bank charges or these items that don't have bills, it'll put all them away, okay, into where they should be, and you'll see how that happens. But as you're entering the bills and the way we just did it, so whether you scan them, whether you photograph them, and we haven't photographed yet, or whatever, the money going out of the account is looking for the bill it was paying. So if it sees the same name and the same amount, it'll put that money against that bill and mark it off as paid. So, and I have reports done up for you as to who we owe and stuff. So let's see how that comes. And down here, just
if it's a receipt and it sees the card payment on the account, it'll know that it's been paid.
Yeah, it will know. Yeah, and you'll see it actually match up, and it'll ask one of you then to just confirm that's right. It won't put it automatically in, but it'll automatically say this looks right to us. You click the word match, but you'll see that in action now in a minute. Employees is really just a list of the names. Reports, there's umpteen reports. Okay, I'll just show you different ones about profit by the month or by region or whatever way, but I've just done this balance sheet one. I'll just click on that snapshot for a second. So anything I put a green thing beside
Comes up in
will
dashboard.
come up the top here, right? So you don't have to go looking for it. Who owes you? I've one already done for that, so I'll leave it alone. I know you can read, so I'll keep going. Say for your accountant though, down the bottom here are ones, jargony stuff, but that's what they'll want to be looking at, And
Should my accountant be getting a login then for this as well?
yeah, no harm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the manage users area at the top, you see now, I'll go back to the dashboard. Oh yeah, up here. There's a place here for accounting firms.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So just invite them there. Yeah.
Okay.
And anyone who does anything, by the way, so if there's loads of people on it and then you look at it and say, Jesus, something's after happening here. Who did that? And everyone's blaming each other. Well, we don't need to blame each other because up here in this audit log, it shows who's doing what on it, So it could just be handy if something happened and say, why did they do that? We don't know who it is. Just look at it and then you say, oh yeah, well, your man rang up and said he wanted to send half the stuff back. That's why you got a credit note, So so that's that one. So yeah, definitely add the accountant guy. And then taxes here, right? one is, okay, when you click on that, the figure at the top is what you owe in VAT so far this period, this VAT period, okay?
Okay.
Now, it's only got the sales information in here yet, so none of your VAT on bills is visible. And the way everyone thinks they know how the VAT system works, right? So all the bills you're sending out, there's VAT on it. So the taxman wants all of that. He wants every penny, right? So he's got the fist out for it. But the most you have to pay is what's on those bills. So at the moment, it's that amount, right? Okay, but if you've paid other suppliers VAT already, that's effectively you handing over VAT, because the guy you paid it to has to give it to the VAT man. So we'll say I give you a bill for €1,000 plus VAT of 230 quid, and you paid me. So there'd be 230 there. So basically what it means is, when you paid me, I give that to the VAT man myself. So he's already got 230 off you because you paid it to me to be handed over. So the more purchase bills you have, that figure will go up. Okay, and this minus this will leave the figure here to pay. Okay, so if you're not entering the bills, this figure is lower than it should be, and this figure is higher than it should be. So anyway, just keep an eye on that principle as this month goes by, and you'll see what I mean. And
This is set up for VAT on sales rather than VAT on invoice. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you, do you pay VAT when people pay you, or do you pay VAT when you send the bill? Do you know the answer to that?
It's VAT on sales, not on invoice.
Okay, so I'm just going to go up here now, right, and make a change. So look to this and click on the cash here, right, and that's the way you want it. Is it every 2 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I've already paid VAT, say for November, December, but that won't go into this accounting then, will it?
No, well, no, but that's all right. That's correct. So here I've got, okay, January 1st, 22. Okay, we're higher actually. So a good bit of money has come in, more than that. So
How is that? Okay, so, oh yeah,
She doesn't-
because we got paid for invoices that were done in the previous year. That's why, yeah.
exactly, yeah. Okay, and down here is kind of just the way the accounts are arranged, but I won't bother you about that for a minute. But bank reconciliation would be an important thing. We won't be covering it today, but it's just making sure everything that's in and out of your bank accounts is reflected in here. It's just ticking them off. It'll almost do it on its own eventually, anyway. So, and apps is who we're tied in with. So I'm just looking at your apps. So I have you integrated with this Dext at the moment. Should show up, yeah, and you're integrated with VetDrive. So that's what's going on there.
So I can see, like, we developed a website last year and we put Stripe, but we never actually finished it out. So I'd be able to integrate Stripe with this now as well.
You would, and is it all the company name? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to add that in. So when something like that happens, I'm just going to this chart of accounts. Just think about it as a chart of the world or something. So this is, I don't do accounting in school, but a lot of people, they might have done it, they might have liked it, or they might have hated it. But assets, liabilities, income, and expense, loads of people get confused. So here are those items reappearing: assets, liabilities. So the bank account is an asset. So I'm just going to show you how easy it is to add in something new. Tells you here cash and cash equivalents. Okay, it gives you those assets and liabilities. That's us. Stripe is exact same as a bank account. Money goes in there and then it transfers into your normal account.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call it Stripe. Okay, and it will appear at the top here. There it is there, okay?
Okay.
So, okay, that's that one. And so the next thing anyway is we'll actually kind of get some action going with integrating your bank account. So are you banking online or
I do. Yeah, internet bank or business banking online, yeah.
business banking? Okay, let me just see, it's one of these ones. Yeah, this one.
Okay. You need my pin as well. So
Yeah, you get your pin there. And just to mention, every 90 days, this will detach, okay? And you've got to reintegrate it. But don't be afraid to have a go at it. You can't break it anyway, But I'm recording here how you do it, so this will be on this recording. Oh yeah, work away.
So it doesn't need a one-time code every time to join up with QuickBooks. So
No, just this time, and it'll stay there for 3 months, and then it'll say it's detached, but it'll give you a button to press, and you just do this again. Yeah. So
it makes it so hard for us to log into it, but yet a program can log in whenever it wants.
I know, and it'll fill up the accounts kind of by itself every day, and you have to tell it certain things, such as it just doesn't recognize everything, you know, but it'll recognize most. Okay, click on that name there, Killaloe. Just click the words Killaloe, yeah. Now just in there, yeah, just
Actually, come up.
was there on current account. Go down to that current account part.
Yeah.
Hang on, that's it there, yeah. And let me just see, that's fine. Is that 1st of February, is it?
Yeah.
Or 1st of January? Just go, is that 1st of January? Let me see this.
No, it's the 2nd of February or 1st of February. Sorry.
Is it? Could I have a custom zone where we'll hit on the 1st of January?
22.
Sounds up. You're,
Why is it going to 22?
I say you're fine there, Tyke.
No, it's 21.
Oh, was it 21? Okay.
Wasn't.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to pull all transactions from the 1st of January 2021. 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
But again, even if you connect it and it said, geez, what am I have to do? It's very easy to fix the situation. So don't be afraid to have a go anyway, you know. So there's no.
So you can't break it.
No more print.
That's the, well, I haven't seen it broken yet, I suppose.
That's good.
It's always the first time. Okay, so that's, yeah. Wow, have you 500,000 in the bank account down there?
It's half. It's the taxman's.
Oh yeah, that's the trouble. Is it? It's great to see the money in the bank, and then you realize where half of us to go. Is a killer.
And the other thing is because we haven't been putting any supplier invoices, we've no payments done.
Yeah, for dinner.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I know. I saw this lately. The accountant got really excited with all the money in the account, so I had to remind him there was like twice as much owed. He was a little downer. So anyway, okay. So as you look down, well, actually, I'm going to let you control this for a minute. So just click on the word dashboard for a sec. Yeah. There now, you see there on the right of the screen, and this should be on your apps as well. It says the 499,000 is in the bank.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But QuickBooks thinks it's only 4,008 because it didn't know what was there on January 1st. Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to fix that in a minute. And those 122 to review, it's never seen you guys before. So
Okay.
it hasn't a clue what those are. Now we'll start to deal with them today, and I'll show you in a second. But straight away, that's beginning to make sense to you now on that. And you see on the left-hand side where it says profit and loss, and there's no expenses.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But when I start programming a couple of things here, you'll see that start to fill up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it'll come back to the old thing again. If it looks right, it is right. So on your phone or on this, when you log in, you know, if the sales look too low or the expenses look too high, there's something in the wrong place, and that's how you fix it. You know. So there's a tip off anyway. And okay, so that's that. So just double click on this part here where it says current bank account.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now I'll just program a couple of things here. So I'll just show you a couple of things too. So these mean a lot to you guys. I'd say Lola Development. Who's this? The Sinead Hennessy. Again, even I recognize the names pretty quick now.
Mm.
So, but it hasn't seen bills for these yet. Okay. So we might have a. Do we see? Do you have a bill? Any bill around there?
Yeah.
On the, okay, so I'm going to get you to enter. Yeah, I'm going to get you to enter something on Dext. Now I'll be sending you a video that shows the mobile phone.
Just out of curiosity, now, say a farmer makes a payment
Yeah,
or a client, does it put the payment back into VetDrive?
it does. Yeah. all that type of stuff you do through Vet Drive, and it'll put it in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll have it against the farmer's name and which bill he paid and all that. Yeah.
And the other thing, like you can see there, by Mead is a supplier, but that's a rebate.
Okay. Well, you see that where it's got uncategorized income, it has no clue what any of this is. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So as we start telling it, we'll put it in the right place. So I'm like, for instance, that check there for 100 quid. You know, there's no way of knowing what that is. So that's the type of thing that you have to tell it what it is. You know.
Like, should I be creating clients on Vet Drive for rebates, say, or should I just leave that in QuickBooks?
For a rebate, leave that to QuickBooks.
Okay.
Yeah, because we'll put it against the supplier name. That's what we'll do.
So
Okay,
we have a Vodafone bill.
okay. Well, the part which has the amount that's owing.
Yeah.
If you could photograph that, now you hit the plus at the bottom of your Dext app. Okay. And it brings up the camera. It opens the camera. It last is it allowed and all this.
You have to allow it. So go to settings, let's say, and you'll have to. Oh, yeah, allow to use the camera. Set it on mine as well then.
Okay, and just choose the device here.
And you photograph that. Now the thing to watch out for, this sounds awful obvious, right? But when you're photographing that Vodafone bill, don't leave it on the keyboard because it'll get confused with the letters and the numbers there.
Okay.
And don't have it in a pile of 40 other bills either. And also do them one at a time, because otherwise if there's 3 separate bills in the one photograph, it doesn't know what it's looking for, you know. So that sounds obvious, but you'd be, you know, unless I tell people. But once you get it ready, there's not much you can trip yourself up on.
Do you need the whole bill on it?
You do, because it'll actually, even if it's a handwritten, it'll work out who it's from, the date it's from, the VAT on it, the supplier number, the VAT number. The way that program works is that it takes all the info and puts it into the right place here. And the only thing we have to tell it is probably what category or maybe what VAT rate, but it'll have the VAT amount anyway worked out.
Yeah,
You know?
you hardly need the whole like Vodafone.
Oh, no,
bill,
no,
it's
but just
part-
Oh no, just
no, yeah, sorry, I touched you.
just the part.
So the category, when it says item details on it, Declan?
Don't just photograph it and press submit. That's all you need to do.
Awesome.
And then forget about it. Okay, I'll show you in a while what's going on. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just do a little bit of programming here. We'll kind of set this up in the next few days now that we have it here. So is that wages for you, Tadhg? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just, okay, I'm just going to tell that. Okay. Gavin, I entered you on this already. I know you're in there as a customer as well. So when
Still spelled wrong though.
is it spelled wrong? Well, I'll fix that in a while. Don't worry about it. I thought I had it right. Sub account of director, yeah. If there's no VAT involved or something, there's 2 things you use. There's all these VAT rates here. I've started reducing them down, but I didn't reduce them down that much until I see the profile of the bills coming in. So the type of thing I mean by that is, do you buy anything outside of any drugs or anything outside of Ireland in the EU or?
Yeah, we do. We bring in certain products from the UK as well, and I have to do that now. My RTD.
Okay, those UK ones, if there's no VAT on them, like China and that type of thing, you know, really confusing, I know at the moment, but it's usually out of scope, right? OOS for those. If that just does not come into it.
Okay.
But if there's duty or stuff going on at the borders, well, then there is VAT, and you'll find yourself putting in VAT here, you know. So.
Yeah. So yeah, so if we were getting something, say from France, that would have, it'd be like the way we used to trade with the UK before, where the VAT was deducted.
Yeah, there'd be no VAT on it, in other words.
Yeah, but that'd be different again, would it?
It would, yeah. Now the thing there is are you selling it on or are you using it yourself? You're probably selling it on, yeah.
Usually, unless it's equipment.
Okay. Well, there's a VAT rates here. I'll actually show you where to explain it anyway, and it's a little bit tricky, but it's very easy for me to tell you. But all the rates you need to use are down here. But I have a place where it tells you what's what, and I'll show it you now in a second. So let me just do a Tadhg here first, then we'll look at those. So, okay, so that's going to just try and create a rule.
Is director fees the same as wages, or would that be like director?
It's the same as wages, but in accounts, you have to separately disclose what the director's got. So I'm just making it easier for your accountant to get that number, okay? That's all. So it puts it out, and then I know Barbara's there right beside you, but if the staff are saying we want more money, all right? Often when you see how much the staff are getting, and don't get me wrong here, Barbara, everyone sees the money coming in, but there's money going out on this, that, and the other. But generally, the wages to the staff and the cost of staff, cost of holidays, now sick pay has come into it. Sometimes pensions, there's a huge amount of investment going into the staff as it is, and everyone thinks I want more money is the solution. We all want more money, but it's just not there sometimes. So I would like to lump the team, we'll call them, what they're getting. The directors are getting their bit, and this is also often visible in public records. So the more transparent it is, and the better. So anyway, rather than confuse what everyone is getting with the directors, you separate them out. But it's a legal requirement anyway.
Yeah, I know, for your accounts, yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's that. Let me just see here. Do I need to do anything else? So what I'm telling you here is every time it sees the name Ty Gavin, put it into a wage area with your name on it. Okay.
The name is wrong.
Yeah.
He's going to change that
Yeah.
later, yeah. So say if I was taking a payment for something else, I'd be better off making sure, putting it on the bank statement that I describe it as something different rather than just my name then.
Exactly, such as repayment of TG loan or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Stand
Yeah.
out then, yeah. But
It
even if it gets by mistakenly in here, it's still not the end of the world. It's very easy for someone like your accountant to click it and move it around. Right? So I'm just going to click this. We'll see what happens here now. Maybe nothing. Maybe I did it wrong. Okay, 2 transactions have been added to your books. Okay, I'm also going to do the same thing with.
Does that mean it picked up the one in January as well then?
It must have, if it was in the bank statement there. Oh yeah, it definitely did. Yeah, of course, because this is February. Yeah, I'll just do the same with Kira Hayes. Let's see her there.
Yeah.
No, I thought I added her as an employee, but maybe I didn't. Actually, I probably just added her. Yeah, just Kira Hayes. I see her there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so this only once-off stuff. I mean, we kind of do this at the start, so don't think, oh Jesus, I'll never do all this.
Yeah, it'll be set up. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be set up. Yeah.
Okay, no worries.
I'm just glancing at that, and I'm just going to create a rule. Want her as well. Okay. So that's that.
Okay.
If you just click on dashboard a second, Barbara.
Yeah. Okay.
So straight away there, a couple of things.
Yeah.
Expenses here now has money in it. Okay.
Yep.
That was 0 there a while ago. And you see this graph here, and this is also on the phone. It's showing you where the money is going. So up to 7,500 that's been paid out. And we've just told it where it goes. 2.1 is wages, and 5.4 is director's fees.
It's okay. Yeah.
If you just click into, see the word director's fees there, click into, say, some part of that graph there, go click.
Oh, anywhere in the graph, is it?
Yeah, on that there. Even there, yeah, click. It brings up who got those director's fees. And click into Ty Gavin there, click as well. Yeah. Brings us, now I've done nothing apart from connect the bank, but now you can see here it's got 2712 to Ty on the 5th of January. I see that American date there. I'll just fix that. And you see in the top left where it says online banking match.
No, your head is in the way.
My head in the way. Just you can pull it out the way. Yeah.
There's online here.
Oh yeah, one online bank. Yeah.
Yeah, just go click on the online banking match. And that's exactly what was written on your online banking as to that 2712. So all that's happened is, and you see the automatically added withdrawal. So the money came out of the bank and is taking it down. It's recorded here as a payment. It's put it into the wage areas. It's updated the graphs there. And I'll just come away from here a second. I'll just click look. And just click on dashboard again, Barbara, or Tadhg, either of you.
Yep.
Because this will start happening now throughout this week. So on the left-hand side, you've heard of the word profit and loss, you know, am I making money? So click on the words profit and loss there. So click. So that's bringing up what people are used to hearing about. So you can see that 86,000 of income there. Now we'll click into that in a minute. But if you look further down, you can see your wages so far this year.
Yeah.
And that's since January 4th and all that, you know. So it's beginning to tell you if you're making money or not. And even if you click into that 86,000 there, 873, go click there. Yeah.
All right. So it's got all the from
All
That's
right.
more your
Okay.
vet drive activity, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. So I mean, there's a lot of detail there, but I suppose what I'm doing is I'm programming to summarize it right down to, am I making money or not? Or if I am, where's it coming from? If not, where's it going? You know, who owes me? And
how come there's all these invoices with zero then?
I'm just seeing their placeholder. That's obviously set up work right at the start. Well, to me, that's obvious. But
Okay.
there's things that were just getting set up there. There might have been testing one or two things, but it's
Okay.
coming
They're
together.
test sales kind of.
You see there on reports at the left, Tadhg, on the left screen. Yeah, click on that a moment. And okay, so there's tons of stuff here, but you see just in the middle there, custom reports. Okay, just click on that again. Not showing up there. Let me just have another look at it. Actually, I'll tell you, I'll just look over here, make sure we've them shown right. Sorry, yeah, I have reports in there, but just in case they're not shared correctly, let me just see. Shared, edit. Oh yeah, I didn't have your detail there. Fine. So I'm just gonna, there's things we've set up there. Just put them here. One moment. Okay, page customer listing. But some of these, you know, are also on Vet Drive, but just save. T and S, I'm gonna call it, right? Tadhg and Sinead. Okay, that one's fine. I'm gonna get you to click back into that list in a moment.
No.
Yeah, there should be one of them showing up there, and I'll put the rest on. And
No, still nothing.
still nothing. Let me just see what I'm missing. Just the report set up to go to you. Okay, actually, it might be to do with that I've added you since I was here. Just come out a minute. Yeah, I might get you to log out and log back in actually. So yeah, go up there and log out and just log back in. Yeah.
Log out.
Is that it?
The next one, yeah.
Right.
Let me take a second then.
It is. Sign in. What's there?
Yeah. It won't have your one, that it's.
No, but it's Killaloe Vets I logged into. It says it when you say.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Come back in myself from here.
Under creation, isn't it? No, it's under
Customer.
list, yeah.
Oh, there's something there.
Yeah,
Age
sorry.
customer listings. Who we owe.
That's right.
Okay, that's there. Let me just get the next one in. So if you click on that for a sec.
Okay,
And another one there, TNS. Okay, there should be another one there now. If you click on the top of it, and then
go back into reports, is it?
yeah, sorry, yeah, I can report some custom there,
Oh, yeah, I have it here, yeah. It says my product services here. Okay,
and
I'll
I'm
go to
just
that one.
yeah, should be one there. I mean, I'm sounding a bit distant. I'm just looking at them here to make sure I have them all in the right place. Yeah. And I'll just save. Yeah, we added this before we added you as users. That was our that was also didn't my one wasn't recognizing your one for a second, but it's fine now. And okay, I'll come away from here now. So very good. So these will be emailed to you. One of them, this one sales last week, will come to you every week, Tadhg and to Sinead, okay? The rest of them will come to you every month. But as the information goes in, they'll start to be more realistic, okay? It'll do last week versus the week before. It'll do last month versus the same month the previous year, you know, that type of thing. It'll also analyze by vet who's selling what. I don't know, is that important to you down there or not? But who's doing the most services or who did what services or the amount of them, it might be relevant or might not, you know. So, but we'll set them up at the start. These seem to be the most popular, but there may be something that's more important to you or less important than others, and then we'll just whittle it down or add on to it, okay? So anyway, those reports are. All right, so that's good. I'm just going to click back on the dashboard. So that's beginning to come together now in a few moments, right? So I just want to test another thing, which is I'm just going to come away from here a minute. View options, stop sharing. I'm going to show you my Dext, which is your Dext actually. There's it go. Okay, see you guys. So remember the forwarding you did there a few moments ago. I'm just going to click on costs. And again, this is on your app. Okay. So let's make that a bit smaller. They probably mean a bit to you now. So that's what you photographed, was it?
We've no sharing there yet.
Okay. I'll just see the next one. And we can see here on history who did it. This was uploaded by. So you forwarded that time.
I can't see your screen.
Anything.
Okay, not. Oh, sorry.
No, no.
Apologies. Got it. Okay, I'll show you. I'll backtrack slightly.
There you go.
So I'm in Dext here, Killaloe Veterinary. So inbox. So this will also be on your phones, all right? And so this on post one is what you photographed. That's a good photo now. It's got the name there, so we know it'll be working off the name. When it sees that name,
Okay.
I'm gonna just go here now and just check. So I may have to add the odd thing here. Postage, freight. I'll put into freight for a minute. Freight and delivery. Other work. Postage. I know there's no VAT on those. Actually, the VAT rate is there. That's exempt. And it's a bill. Again, you won't have to do this. I mean, I'll show you in the end how to do it, but it'll be whatever's in there will be programmed anyway, you know. So the next time it sees an on-post bill, it's going to put it into freight and postage. There's no VAT on those yet, just glance. There shouldn't be anyway.
So I couldn't assign that now to a client.
You could.
Yeah.
If I go back up, I can do it in QuickBooks. Let me just see, can I do it here? Okay. Yeah, I can do it here as well. So if see all your customers are here, I integrated this earlier today. There's all your clients, right? I'll pick one of them. For the
Okay.
crack.
Who it is?
Yeah, Adrian Power, or do you know who it is?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Noel Fennessy.
Noel Fennessy. Okay, so now this is the type of thing you'll have to do each time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Let me
like,
think about this for a second. It might be a little, if you can do it on the app, do it. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, and Noel Fennessy. Let me see. Noel F. Fennessy.
Noel and Anya Fennessy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there. That's them there. So I'll do it here. Yeah, and I didn't program it to always do that with the Fennessys, but anyway.
I know. Yeah, because not all the posts will be for them.
Exactly. So now I'm going to click publish here. You're also able to do that on your phone, push it through. Don't do too much of that at the start because we're kind of programming it. We don't want to shove it up here. Otherwise, it'll go into, we're not sure what this is. We're not sure what this is, you know. I'm going to publish that now. Okay, so, okay, it's gone. So that piece of paper there now in Killaloe, you could rip that up, shred it, get rid of it to hell. Okay. Because it won't fade on here. Okay.
And
from the car, huh?
From a revenue audit point of view, perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine. Yeah. Even these days on the revenues website, if they're asking anything, they say upload the receipts, like, you know. So.
Okay.
But even forgetting that, you know, we've had this in for years and we've never had an issue, not once, you know. So if they wanted to copy that bill, I want to see the original. And let's just say, well, that is the original. Well, I'm not happy with that. You either print that, okay, which I can do it here. You download it and print. Or if they're still not happy, we'll contact Vetscope and say, will you please confirm this is the original? I mean, that's only a printout off their computer anyway. It's the same thing. So I know that sounds really obvious, but that's, you know, sometimes you've got to ram that down someone's throat. And this is an annual license, archive annual license. Okay, so let me just do that a second. I'm going to put that into subscriptions.
Would it be software?
Is it? Oh, it's a software license, is it?
Yeah. For
Oh, is it? Okay. Sorry, I thought it was like an annual fee thing.
No, it's
Software.
our previous practice management to get access to our accounts.
Oh, okay. I just come away a second. Was there? I don't think was there that on that. There was. Okay, 678, 833. Okay, let's go. So category. So the next time.
Won't be next.
Is everything from Vetscope to do with the license? Yeah.
Yeah, we shouldn't have any
there
more.
shouldn't be any more from them now.
Shouldn't be any more. Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Unless this doesn't work out, we'll be going back to.
Yeah, yeah. So standard after the, okay, so now normally just be standard rate in here. So explain this. During the pandemic, they were 23 down to 21, up to 23. Okay. So this program integrating with QuickBooks, I had to go on to the programmers over there. But anyway, it's all after March 21 now because we're back to 23. We're just getting on QuickBooks, depending on the date of the bill, it knew itself whether it was 23 or 21. But that was upsetting loads of other programs around the place. So this is how these crowd got over it anyway. So and it works fine. So
Yeah.
it's not like there's loads of rates. There isn't. There's only the one. So I can apply that.
Now that one was paid yesterday.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, let's click on publish on that guy. Now, although they disappear here and disappear off your phone, every bill is in this archive area.
Okay, so you can check that they've all gone in.
Yeah. So there now, those ones are both published in this archive area. And say, you know, after a while, there'll be hundreds of bills in there for some crowds. Further down the left here, there's a thing here, lists different things, but this one here, suppliers. This is a kind of a job for all of you now in the next week. Just keep firing the bills in, but there's the Vodafone, which you uploaded by phone or I think it was a phone thing. It shouldn't be published yet. No, it's not. No, it's in processing. Yeah, because I haven't seen it before. I saw it earlier. But it's setting up the supplier already. So you see here in processing, let's look at this. It's extracting the information out of the bills. So there is one, there's the other. Now it's working away there now. Pretty soon, that won't be working away at all. It'll have it done. Okay, so this is this crowd. Cable ties, I can see it there. Yeah. And we see who the other one was. Here it is. Vodafone, yeah, I'm just reading it down there. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So it's pulling it out for the first time. The second time it sees any of those bills, it'll fly it, all right?
Just show the Vodafone there. Is there a few invoices in that one?
No, it's just one. But that's what I'm saying with Vodafone, you say we get one hard copy. I think one comes via the email and the other one we can't download it.
Okay.
So
Okay, we will.
I think we're trying to get them on one
Yeah.
account, remember?
They wouldn't.
Okay, I'll show you a little thing about. We'll try the download in a second as well. And but as the bills go in, it'll tip me off. I'm just gonna go to your QuickBooks a moment. All right, and do you remember you said you paid someone yesterday there, Vetscope? Okay,
Yeah.
so I just clicked on dashboard because this is, this is where you want to be familiar. And I'm going to click over here. So all those items in the waiting room. Let's see now. Oh, magic! Law, is that Vetscope?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
And is Lawler Development Vetscope? Yeah.
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 So it's matched up to date in particular. Even though those names are different, it's copped onto the amount. And you see there, it's asking us to match. So, and this is a thing that you have to do. So yeah, that money is for them. Now that sounds very obvious with this one because it's worked out. But if there was a bill in there for 100, it would say there was a few bills in there for 100. So we could check here for 100, and it could be paying any of 4 bills. Oh, there's an example now, 12 quid. Okay, so that 12 quid, that's actually money came in. You've no clue whether it was one of those guys, yeah?
Neither of those. I'd say.
That was
Neither of
valid.
those, yeah.
That
I'm
was-
not going to touch that anyway because that's kind of a vet drive side of it first. But certainly with the money going out, it'll do the same thing. 2 matches found. And I'm
Okay.
into both, the money coming in or out. So I'll leave that alone for the moment. So watch this now. I'll just click on match. Okay. So that's disappeared out of there. Okay, it's actually gone in here in the bottom. It's moved from this in the waiting room into here. So click in here a second. So after a while, this is where you'll always be. So
Well, is it gone off our bank statement?
it's gone out of the waiting room now into the accounts.
Okay.
Now in the accounts, right? So there's the 833. I'll show you a few places where the same thing is. There's Kira's money. There's your money. This is vet drive money that's been collected. And I'll just show you about this first one first. Okay.
So those vet drive ones, did that? Oh, you would put them in, hadn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
so then it worked it out. All right.
Yeah, I didn't enter them yet. So I'll just click here. So you see this 833. So you're away for a month, you come back and say, who's this crowd 833? What's that about? It's ticked off. No, I didn't do it. All I clicked was match. It's ticked off against this bill. Okay, so what bill is that? You click it there and say, oh yeah, so it's Vetscope. Oh, there's that and that, so it's really 678. Did we owe them? You see this down here? You click on this, and that's what you entered into Dext a few minutes ago.
All right.
Okay, so it leads right back now, and we're still looking at the one screen, etc., etc. Like, you're not pulling down files off shelves or anything. So I'll just come out there as well, and also the money that paid it, where it says payment here. You click into the date, and leads you back to this area and the online banking matches. That's what was written on the
statement.
thing. So.
Okay.
But when you look at your banks, like I would have cut Lawler Development as Vetscope, but like you knew it straight away. So it gets easier and easier as you go on. So that's that side of it. So I'll just come away there. And again, this is beginning to rise up now here. You see this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you see your 1480s and your software, So like this, okay, what's that thing? Patients die, doctors differ, that type of thing. But different accountants will they should all give you the same answer, right? But there's always interpretation issues. But certainly you all know yourself if the 8,500 that's represented here, if that even looks right, and that's only the last 30 days. If you click on this, you can change it to whatever is of more interest to you than the other time, These items here, card payment, is people paying you by card, and it goes into. Is it Stripe that is as well? Is it?
No, just AIB Merchant Services.
AIB. So I'll just show you here in this waiting room. I'll just have a look at that Merchant Services side of things. I'll just look at one of the transfers here. Is that it? Is it? Is that one?
Yeah, so, yeah.
Okay, I'll just make doubly sure. Just to put the codes on them.
I can tell you what the tools were yesterday, sure. When I go.
No,
Yeah, that's one there, yeah, V207. That's another one there, Barbara, is it?
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay,
no
so
better figures like.
yeah.
you look at the one further up again, V207. Where's one further up?
Well, see, this is a different one now. If the 3,193 is one as well, I'd say.
That's one as well. That is one.
Yeah.
Let me just click a bit further in, just have a little branch settlement AIB. Okay. I'm just looking at those words there. That could be the words I need. It's funny, always on this, I have to be a little bit investigated slightly. There's on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll come away from there 1 second just to say one thing. In this area here, you won't need an awful lot here because the bills will start to enter. Paying bills, I'll show you that another day, Barbara, right?
Yeah.
Because when the bills are in and we're matching things up, it's a matter of, you know, what like you want to control your money going out of the account. So I'll show you how you decide what to pay people. All right. So if the bill is in here, you tick off, it'll give you a figure. You mark it paid on here, and then you transfer the cash. Okay. And then when the money goes out of the bank, it'll match up on this. Okay. It's already in here. But anyway, that's
like what we normally do is say 20th last week of every month, Barbara, give me a list of all the bank transfers I have to do. And I sit down at the bank then, and this won't transfer them through the bank. Yeah.
No,
So
it won't control your bank.
Yeah.
But what it will do is, and I'll just click on pay bills. There won't be much in here yet, but when I'm not around, have a look yourselves. So it'll list all the bills due here, right? So you can filter them by different guys. So I'll just go on, we'll pretend there was a load of people in there. That scope isn't in there because it's paid. Okay, that's the reason it's not there. But Vodafone will be there in a while. So on post. So if there was 5 on post day, just tick, 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 tick.
Yeah. Now that one was paid because it was a card payment.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I'll talk about that card in a second actually. But the 1480 that we owe on it, if you mark this as paid, we'll just say, I'll just move my thing here. You just save it really. Save it. QuickBooks thinks it's paid, but in reality it's not. But she's able to print out a different report who we want to pay, you know, and this will just say to pay. Basically, you marked and paid on this. She gives you a list to say pay that crowd that money, and when it goes out the bank account, it'll match up with what's on here in the first place. That's how it'll work.
And those on direct debits, it'll pick them up as well.
It will, yeah. Where it kind of missed things is if the direct debit is paying 2 or 3 invoices, it won't match up. It'll find the name easy enough, but it won't be too sure what's going on. So I said, you know, like you paid 1,000, but all I can see is 3 bills here for 300, 300, and 400. So it won't. It'll put the name together, but it won't mark them off as paid because it won't be too sure. Are you missing a bill? You know.
Yeah.
But that's a normal kind of thing, you know, and it's very easy to fix it up. Like, you know, it's just about saying, oh yeah, that money is for that, and you'll literally just go in here and tick them off. That's all. But when I'm in a position to show you in real life, we'll do that. You know, so. Let me just see now on my list here. So we've got the bills moving in. Oh yeah, I was going to just show about the bank transfers. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, so that 118, that figure will come down to nil eventually. But then tomorrow's transactions will come in the next day. You know, it'll be starting to learn really quickly. So I'm just going to go to that transfer we looked at. But there could be a good few of them. I just want to get rid of them. It was this one, okay? All right, so a transfer moves money between your own accounts. So a deposit is more to do with money from outside, but there's a thing here, record as a transfer. So it's already in your accounts in the VetDrive card area, okay? And we just want to take it out of there and put it into bank account, transferred from, it was here actually. Card payment, VetDrive. We'll see anyway, was it there now? Create a rule. My own head is in the way. Card transfers. You can call these anything, just as a term. Okay, so I'm just going to say if it's the easiest thing, branch settlement. I'm just looking for the common words.
Mm,
Okay, I'll try that. See, there's that to it. If it does, it should move a load of them. Only move the one. Hmm.
mm.
Okay, now, so the rules I'm typing are here. Card transfers. Okay, let me look at it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I need to move it enough. You just go down here. Put the 3 back in. We go back up here. Again. Okay, let's go back to this dashboard. Okay, now I'm just going to, let me just pull this off the screen a second. I'm just coming out of it, but I'll be showing you a different clients, you know, I don't want to do that. And I'm going to come back into it. The reason I'm doing that is it just needs to wake up and implement the rule again. So, to the loop. Okay, I'll bring it back now as it opens up. Here it is. It's easier getting them to go down. Be great if it did. No, it didn't.
I think you've too many
Yeah,
numbers.
I think you should have more. Yeah, there's more numbers in your search.
More numbers in my search, is there?
Yeah, I think all the numbers need to be gone. I think it just needs to be like AIB.
Or even just branch settlement.
Yeah,
B, say contains branch settlement.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think towards the end of it, there was like a load of numbers. I think as
So
well.
take
Was
out
there?
the 3.
It was, yeah. I'll take out that 3 maybe.
Yeah, there wasn't.
Actually,
anything
I'll
left.
just leave branch settlements, yeah. I see what you mean. Okay. Okay, so now just take any there.
Yeah.
Oh, it did, breaks them. Okay.
Yeah, there should
David, well done. 117 down to 91. Okay. And you see there, this card payment vet drive has dropped from 27,000 or something like that to 273. Now, if I click in there, it's going to show all those transfer. That was the money that came in, and here's the transfers going over to your bank account. Okay.
Okay.
Which is making sense.
Yes. Hmm.
Like that makes sense to you. Like people paying by card, all these people, it's stacking up in here, and
okay.
then AIB transfer that into your AIB account. Okay.
Good.
That's all accounting is. It has to make sense as to what actually happened in reality. So if you're glimpsing at your bank account, I'll tell you what that means in a minute. When we started with 4,000 in QuickBooks in our bank, 499,000 is what was actually in the bank. So we're filling in the difference. I'll just go to this waiting room though. I'll go right back to the start because there was a good bit there, I'd say, in January 1st. And I just want to start you off at the right point. Yeah, let me see now. I don't see it there though. January 18th to the 1st.
Oh, that's because the Monday was the 4th. There was no banking.
Oh, there's no banking. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Or Tuesday. It was bank holiday on a Monday. So there was no banking done in the first 3 days.
Okay. So just more. What was the balance? Is it easy for you to see the balance on the 4th of January?
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah. I'll just enter that.
Okay.
That'll really close out a lot of that difference.
That'll be our opening balance then, like.
Yeah.
Okay. Just what I think of it, payroll. So how do you
currently do payroll?
I'm using CallSoft.
Okay.
And I do my returns to revenue through Ross.
Yeah, that won't change. Okay.
Yeah. So
And when the money is going out of your bank account, this will put it in the right place. It'll put people's wages where it should be. The revenue get money for different few things. So the amounts that have to do with POA, PRSI, I've already set up an account where that goes to. Okay. It's going to wage expense.
Will it extract the PRSI or does it need to?
Doesn't need to. No.
No.
Doesn't need to. The main thing is we're adding it on top of the net wages, so we see what
Okay.
you know what we're paying ourselves.
So 2364 for the fort.
No,
What January? Credit cards.
no, the opening balance in the bank account.
Oh, sorry. I thought you wanted the credit cards. Hold on a second.
Well, I could just log into the banking
Yeah,
here.
no, sure, I have them in, and then look at them.
Right.
Sorry, I have them in.
Okay, so bank deposit card. I'll get this ready here just to put in the figure.
I presume when you said rip up the receipt, don't rip up the receipt until you've actually processed in case it needs to take a photo again.
Yeah, well, you know, that's it. But if you're happy enough, it looks fine. You know, if it's not, if your hand wasn't shaken or you missed the top. If you're doing a pile, it's a very good thing to just to put a stroke on them that it's in. Because if you get called away, you know, with a client there, and then you come back and say, where was I? Have I this done? It will catch duplicates, but the odd time, the odd one will slip through, you know, just, yeah, it generally catches the duplicates all the time. So we've seen this one before. It won't allow you to publish it. And then we just check we did have it before, you know, so.
And so for the rebates then, should I be going back? Should I be creating client accounts and QuickBooks for who I'm getting rebates from?
No, I'll put up a place here and it'll be a sub account of the suppliers for rebates, cost of goods sold, yeah.
523,454.51. Oh no, that's December.
It's December because we don't have January.
Okay, 523,455, is it?
454 and 51 cent. Where is he typing that now?
Okay,
51, yeah.
goes in there. Just making sure I have it in the current account, okay. So you see there, that's narrowed up an awful lot there, okay? So that might be a bit small there. Sorry.
Just see, yeah.
So the difference between the two isn't that much. And just while I'm here, for the correct, so this bank register, so those items in the waiting room that we're now in the accounts now, that we put them in the right place. I'm just going to click on this thing, reconcile. And this is a thing to do every day eventually, Barbara or whoever's in charge of it. Just give me that opening balance again, Tadhg. 455, is it?
Need to go to the back.
523,454 and 51 cent.
Okay. So each day then, so let's just pretend today was the 4th of January. Okay. And we want to tick off, if we look at our bank statement and say, what's in that?
Yeah. But that was the 31st of
December.
December, that balance.
Okay, well, I'll still go with it, okay?
Yeah.
4th of January. I can change that again. It'll only show me what's in QuickBooks from before that date. So, so on the 4th was this one, and this green here means it's been downloaded from the banks automatically. So I'm just going to unclick it and click this. So when we look at our bank account on QuickBooks, we have, oh yeah, one deposit has happened for exactly that amount, 523,454.51, which is what in the bank statement, and the difference is nil. Okay, so I go finish. And is that an actual bank statement you're looking at, Tadhg, is it?
Yep.
And is there a week later on it, the 7th or anything? Or?
No, that's just up to 31st. I can get it.
Well, it's okay anyway, because we've other stuff to do and we can revisit this. So a week later, we'd put in the balance of the bank statement here, put in the same date, and it should list everything that's come in and gone out of your bank statement. You literally just tick it off because it's been downloaded from the bank. And it's just reassuring us that everything on the bank statement is in QuickBooks. It might not be in the right place. There could be some of that, but it's all in there anyway. And once it's in there, you can do something with it. Okay?
So say before we go doing our VAT return, you check off.
You definitely would do this, yeah.
Every day kind of thing.
Yeah. And but things are now beginning to make sense to everybody, you know. So or hopefully they are. So where you see the sales, the expenses, the so-called profit, you know, an analysis of where we're spending money. So if there's something seems to be, you know, proportionally way lower than what your gut feeling is, there's something missing, believe me. It's telling you here how many bills you're owed for, what's overdue, what money has come in. Now, all this is a work in progress while we're dealing with these items in the waiting room, okay? And there's a picture of your sales the last week or whatever you want to go back. So trick around with the phone app a bit.
Okay.
You know, even later. And so like that's enough for today. I'm going to give you stuff to do right now. Okay. And what I'd recommend is like, I'll send you a link, but you can book a 15-minute Zoom where now we'll be watching behind the scenes. We'll be programming behind the scenes. You'll feel us there, but we won't be interfering with you in any way. All right. But the two things I want you to do is I'll just come back to Dext a second. Okay. So any bill that's come in dated this year, 22, if it's a paper bill, one of your photographs, and put a tick on it. I was saying there to Tadhg, Barbara, when you were away.
Yeah.
So he doesn't pick up the same bill and do it as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's the first thing. Any email bills that have come in, forward them to that dedicated email address. They'll all start piling in here, and this is now really working, like, you know, and you can't break it. Okay.
Yeah.
So fire it in.
Overload it, no.
You can't overload it. Now you don't have a scanner yet for dragging, because sometimes, you know, whatever, the phone might get on your nerves. You're fed up with the phone.
I think
but if there was,
scanner, like,
if there was, we could drag it here. But this other one now I was going to mention to you was fetch. Okay, so this is the one where it goes against the bill itself. You just do this. So
like the Duggins and stuff like that you have to actually, because I actually forgot Duggins invoices last December. There's like 4 of them outstanding. I only got the first 2 for the month, so something like that would actually go in and just get them.
Okay.
They don't email them.
yeah,
You did not?
No.
Not for every order there's an invoice.
There's
Duggins.
There's an acknowledgement, I think. I don't think it's an invoice.
Is there only certain companies then though?
it is, but there's a lot on there, and if it's not on there, we can request it goes on there, and eventually, you know, these crowd contact them and persuade them to go on there, you know. But they're all going that way anyway.
Yeah.
Who has the login codes for Vodafone? Is that a tough question? Yeah.
A second.
Yeah.
No, actually, Barbara.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it now. What I was going to do is here. I was going to email one of you.
Yeah.
I'll email you, Barbara, right?
Yeah, perfect.
And it's going to drop you an email asking you to put in your username and password of Vodafone.
Okay.
Find it, put it in. Nothing will happen. Don't be saying, well, this is taking a while. It'll take a few days because they go off and they sort it out between themselves. And now Vodafone's the trickiest, but then it should bring it in. Okay.
What happened with Vodafone? Because you see, with Vodafone, Declan, there's 3 accounts, 3 different accounts, and we kind of asked them to get them all on the one. So we get a hard copy and we get an emailed one, and then the other one we can't actually get into it at all.
No, there's only 2 now.
There's only 2 now.
Yeah.
So maybe we can.
So there's all the mobiles, and then there's the broadband.
Okay.
But they're separate companies within Vodafone, I think.
Yeah.
Have you an eFlow account, Tadhg?
No, it's the other crowd, Park Magic. But Sinead is eFlow.
Yeah, Sinead is eFlow, yeah.
Sinead is an eFlow.
Yeah.
Sinead eFlow, okay. Let me just get her stuff. Sinead. So I'm going to ask her to connect. Okay. You can have a chat with her about this. Park Magic.
I mean, she'll get an email asking her to log into her eFlow account.
She'll get an email from Dext saying, we want you to connect up with eFlow. Put in your username and password to authorize them to contact them.
Mm-hmm.
It'll say it in a much easier way than I just said it there. Yeah.
Um,
And that's the end of it then. If you change their password, it'll know all that. Okay. Park.
Oh, Easy Parker there, yeah.
Easy Park, yeah. Go to you.
Or Park
Magic.
it's Park Magic.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not. Yeah.
Park Magic, is it? Let me just see, are they on it? Mobile, no, they're on it. Yes, okay. Who's your electricity people?
Gosh, no.
Is it?
Energia.
Is it? Change something.
I know it happens.
Hold on a second.
Just check that. I wonder, would have any of our drug suppliers be on it?
It's every chance. And if they're not on it,
Because like they'd be huge. They'd be like,
I'll be great.
because they're like there's multiple invoices a day probably.
Is there? Jesus. Okay,
Yeah.
Chanel now. They're not there, but you see where it says requested here?
Okay.
I'll put them in there now, actually. Chanel. Oh, I've done that already now for someone. What's their website, I wonder? Chanel, let me see.
Chanelgroup.ie.
What's it called? Chanel Group?
Yeah. .ie.
Okay, request. That's enough now. So once there's 5 requests, they actually formally go after them. So there's definitely 5 gone in for that anyway.
Okay. I'm just thinking, what else do we?
It'll evolve anyway, you know, to be the other one.
I'm just trying to think what other ones could be worthwhile. Oh, Topaz or Circle K.
Oh yeah, so okay, invoice fetch, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this one I'd say. Is that with you, Ty?
Yeah, I'd have to log in for that.
Okay. So that's going to send you about to email to Ty Gavin at Gmail.
Yeah.
Ask them to
So
connect.
I can link up that time. Will that historically pull invoices then?
Yeah, I think it goes back maximum 2 years.
Okay, so
That's interesting.
okay, so we don't need to say email because we get sent those on an email as well. So we won't need to email those to.
No, to this, yeah. And if you do, I mean, it'll be picked up anyway, you know.
Yeah.
And what I mean by picked up is you'll see the same invoice in there twice. We delete it, and we can always detach from one or the other, like, you know. So
This was we'll get to know every month what ones are actually being fetched and what ones we have to manually do.
Yeah, and this picks up on it too. So as you're entering stuff on Dext, if they're also on this fetch, it'll send us a reminder like it did there at the start. Like I recognized a couple of those at the very start when I went into it. So where this fetch is, when you log into dext.com with the same ones you did on your phone there, if you click on add documents, this fetch thing is down here, invoice fetch, tucked away.
Okay.
And was there a minute ago, I'm on a different section of it. But effectively, it'll ask, oh yeah, add connection. You know, it's giving people there, for some reason, it's got these ones there. I don't know what I picked up on. But it's early days yet, you know. But I got Vodafone anyway, so. Oh yeah, we had on Post. So brought up Australia Post, you know.
And Run Scope is like Vetscope.
Oh yeah, there you are. Yeah. So there's 3 now straight off. Yeah. So as the bills keep going in, the suggestions will come up here, and we'll pick up on it ourselves in the next few days. So you know, don't think you have to think of everything. You know. So the main thing is anyway for the next day or two, tomorrow's Friday. Next few days, all of you start putting in all the bills for January and February, whether it's by photograph, by email forwarding, and you'll see it going in here. We'll be able to program it. It'll end up in the accounts. We'll be programming the bank account simultaneously, and there'll be matching going on. Keep an eye on it, like it's interesting. Keep an eye on your phones, and I'll be emailing you a video of how to use the app on the phone, a few things on there. But like, it's not techie, you know, you click on QuickBooks or you click on Dext and you work away. There's not much to it, okay? And there's new features coming all the time, and I will keep you posted, like, you know, but that's like, I really want to get the stuff in there, and then those automated reports, we'll see, are they any use here? Are they not what you want? And we'll fix them. And that's starts to happen, yeah.
Opening balances with our suppliers. Would James have given you that from the data grab?
He would, although so we're talking, let's say on the 1st of January 22.
What we owe to different suppliers.
Yeah. So I'll set up. I've set up already actually, but I wanted to see the suppliers. There's a thing there, opening balance. So say it was 5,000 owed to someone. The VAT is already in before December 1st, right? So the VAT is there.
That claims back, yeah.
So it'll go in as one block, 5,000 owed. So a bit like the bank there. So we start off with 5,000 owed. Bills go on top. The odd payment in January goes against it. This is what we're owed today. That's how that out. But now get the bills in. We'll see who's there, and then it's easier. Go back and do those off the statements or whatever. Yeah.
The other thing I noticed when we print an invoice off of VetDrive, it doesn't give a VAT breakdown.
Is it all 13.5 or is it just a lump of money?
It just says VAT. It doesn't even say VAT. Like so. Let me see now. If I go in,
Yeah.
well, you sent me the statements actually.
Yeah.
That's what I moved. You just have a look on here actually as well.
Oh yeah, it just gives a VAT total.
Is the VAT?
Okay, I'll share my screen. I know you're looking at yours there for a minute. I'll just share mine, and this is kind of not the angle to look at the bills because if I touch these too much, it upsets your vet drive setup. But so there's VAT rates there. They're both standard. I'll just go print preview. Let me just see. I was on to the programmers over something already about that today. Well, that's all the 23. Here's the one with a mix up.
Usually a big one.
Okay. So I'll have a glance down here. It's like a shortcut for recent ones. Is there a big one there?
Joe Lynch, the big one there. Well,
No, that's all drugs.
okay. Oh, okay. You're talking about
A visit.
Yeah, mixed.
So,
Yeah.
I'm just looking for one of your big ones there. As your
well, even
one there, Joe Larkin.
no, that was actually a payment of.
Was it?
That's opening balance.
Oh, it's an opening balance. Yeah, sorry, apologies.
Just go up there a little bit.
Oh, go up, sorry. Okay.
I'll just pick a call. I know if there's a call there. Matt McNam. Oh no, that was there was no call there.
Anthony Rhines, was that a call?
Anything?
Just go slowly.
Oh yeah.
Joan Fran O'Brien there. Just click on that invoice. Oh no, actually that's a single item as well. I know that one. James Ski. No,
that's in the
payment.
shop.
Anyone had a call there?
Joe McManus, now go down another bit. Joe, that was just stuff he got in the shop.
Just go down a little bit. Dermot Ryan, that one. That's a call.
Dermot Ryan, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to go to printer preview at the bottom. Just I can see.
Oh, so that does give it there. Okay.
Yeah, it does. And give it on. I didn't design these yet, but I know it's a vet drive thing. But that's the type of thing you're looking for, is it? Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Now on these, I'll just go to the top. For no real reason, just didn't. I'll just have a look at your. See your invoice. I have your logo somewhere. Show logo, so that can go on there now. And you can pick around with the colors and stuff. Yeah. For these, so your bank details can go on here now. Again, I'm showing you. I don't want to blow you out of the water with all the detail, so these can follow. But actually, I'll save that because I haven't moved anything around. Sometimes when I go at that too early, it upsets the vet drive programming, so I kind of stay away. But I've just added a logo there, that's all I've done.
Okay.
If you want to email me your IBAN details and stuff, I'll put that in on there.
Okay.
It's really a lot of this stuff is already on vet drive, so I don't want to kind of bring you away from.
Yeah, vet drive is printing them anyway. Yeah.
On the key features, but it'll do statements here as well, and you can see if people open them and all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, yeah, say when we email the statements from vet drive, are they actually coming from QuickBooks?
No, they're going from vet drive. Those ones.
Okay.
Yeah. If they do go from here, they go in a nice way, but just it does extra stuff for you on vet drive. So if I go tricking around with things here, it might just upset something there. So but I go back to them. I've gone back to them already on a VAT rate thing already today.
Okay.
So but it's not of any consequence what we're at the moment. So
the rebates.
Oh yeah.
Again, I was asked. So can we get a statement from our suppliers what we're all back and can that go in through Dext, or is it literally only for sales or for purchases?
It can go in there just because you can keep anything in there. It's like a filing cabinet,
Yep.
Tell me about the rebates. Is there VAT on those? Is there
Not
30?
all of them. Not all of them. Some of them do, and some of them don't.
Okay.
But we usually put a
Well,
statement with what our rebates are.
okay, but enter the statements on there because they're effectively like almost like a credit note.
They are
If there's
actually,
VAT
yeah.
on them, it'll probably say on that thing, you know.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Put
we'll
them-
have a
put them into
sub-account for
Dext as well.
rebates in the cost of sales area. Yeah. Anyway, as you see, as you enter these things in, it gives us a chance to put them in where we think they fit your business, and if it's in the wrong place, we'll move them. I'll show you what we do. Like we send you short recordings. Say this is what we did. I did. If you've got us for a month anyway, you know, but we won't leave you like out in the air or anything. Don't worry about that. So,
Okay.
yeah, the way you're able to work it. If you need us after that, you know, we've other plans, but you might not need us. Like you might be away in a hack, and we've lots of videos and stuff, you know. So, but I think you know for the next month, you should be flying it, okay, quick enough, you know. So,
Yeah.
but next week, yeah.
Yeah,
So the
so
main thing is, I need you to get the bills in. That's the thing.
Fine, yeah. You'll have
Yeah. So the sales are in, the payments are in, the bills are in, then the payments of those bills will be in. The accounts are billing themselves. You have the app. You'll be getting automated emails. And I know it sounds a bit heavy stuff, but actually it's not. I mean, you're watching the money anyway. Who owes you? Who you owe? Where the money is coming and going to. And as long as this is linked to the bank account, it's going to drive a lot of the accounts assembly. You know.
I just one last thing on the VAT. I'm wondering. So when James imported the opening balances, were they able to work out? Would they have had the two rates of VAT on that, on those opening balances?
Yeah, I did. The one thing I'm wondering about that is this was another client. So the VAT wasn't paid on those. So the money comes in January, and there's VAT on those opening balances. So when I look on them, the VAT isn't separated there. So I'm going to ask him. I'll show you what I'm referring to there now. So I go to. Am I sharing my screen? No, I'm not. But when you said you're on the cash basis, that's what put it into my head.
Yeah.
Which is what's your turn? Oh yes, it's okay. You're under the limit anyway. I'll just go to this reports area for a second. So who owes you? That's all over the place, that thing. So I'm just going to go back to the 1st of January.
Oh, yeah, and you can see, look into the individual ones. So
That's it now. So I'll pick, say, this guy. I think it's only one figure that's there.
that's the thing, because he made all the other invoices paid.
Yeah. So the VAT hasn't been paid in December on this because you weren't paid it.
Yeah.
In January. So I've got to separate that out. And somewhere he has those numbers from you.
Yeah. Because
So
they will have, and trouble is when they come in to pay, they mightn't pay the full amount. So like, for example, they can come in and pay €50. And some of that 120 could be at 23 and some of it could be at 13.5. And there's a potential with some clients that haven't paid in ages that some of it could be at 21.
yeah, funny enough, that won't matter here. What will matter here is the amount of that.
Yeah, rather than
That's what will matter here because it's in any other system. But this was another one now, and I find out I was at a funeral there the last couple of days now. I haven't dealt with the other ones, so I've got to deal with this with someone else. The way it's going to end up anyway is the word other opening balance. There'll be a VAT rate there. I'm not saying it'll be that one though, and it might be a different one. So I just pretend for the moment it's this one. Okay, standard 23. Okay, I know that was 120. Let's go back here. Okay, I'm just going to change this back to the 120 it was at.
We don't want to be over. We don't want to be overpaying the VAT anyway in March, or we don't want to pay, or underpaying it too much either.
Underpaying it, yeah. So we'll say that that 120 was all 23%. We'll just pretend that. Okay. This will be changing to the word standard, and you're still at 120 here, and it's worked out of that there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when this money comes in, it'll proportionally pay off the VAT, right? Yeah. If it's two rates of VAT, this other will change. It'll be the same thing will be there twice. Okay. Opening balance, and then whatever element was at 13.5 or 0 will be listed here. That's what's going to happen. I just want to test it. I've done it before, but I just want to make sure when I do it, it doesn't upset the VAT drive thing. Okay.
I wonder, did James assume that we were on VAT on receipt, VAT on invoices?
Well, it's funny that lads I'm dealing with, they think they're on one period, and then when I ask them, they check with their guy. They find they're not on what they thought they're on. So
We're definitely on VAT on receipt.
so you're VAT on receipt anyway, so that's fine. But that's how it'll be done anyway. I'll be putting in a rate there for depending on what's involved behind these things. Okay, and he probably had that when he set this up. And his programmer, a guy called Hamza.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose he'll be the guy doing it, you know. So
We'll find it.
yeah, so but that's how it's going to be done. I just want to test that. So I've dealt with somebody else as well who has the same issue. Yeah. But anyway, it's all resolvable, you know. So
Cool.
okay. I think that's kind of it for the moment. If I do much more, you're going to get confused. But this is all recorded, okay? And so I'm going to save this onto a YouTube link, email it to you. So it's where, you know, you can just go to the parts you're interested in. But certainly the main thing for now is get the bills in from January 1st onwards, because it allows, you'll start to see them matching up then with what's in this waiting room. And then the bills are going in because we're programming them. The payments against them are going in. Then your bank account is getting more realistic. That bank reconciliation I showed you, that starts to become a routine thing we can do. And yeah, like as I said, it won't be a case of what's in there. It'll be a case of what's not in there.
Yeah.
So it's like when I was asking you about vehicles and stuff, like we can see what's going on here, but is there something else going on in the business there that's not reflected in these accounts? I mean, could be to do with, I don't know, there's someone using their own personal computers that they bought themselves, and really that they should be the recompense of the company, stuff like that, you know. So
what we've been doing with any of our supplier invoices that got emailed in the last month, they were going into an accounts folder just to keep them all together.
Yeah.
We just select it all and forward.
I have some statements in there, so I need to kind of.
yeah, it'll add, if you do one email, there's 14 attachments of bills, it'll put in the 14 individually.
It won't crash Dext, like, no.
No.
I'd not rather than you having to forward like
I know, yeah,
100
yeah.
emails.
There's just a few that I just need to,
Leave out.
yeah.
And just while you're on that, just on when you have Dext on the phone, do you know when you click that plus,
Yeah.
it gives you like single and you photograph it. But if you swipe to the right, it gives you a couple of other options. One is multiple and one is combine. Okay. And say if you're in Apple Green now or Super Value, it's a big long receipt. So use the combine function for that. Okay. So you photograph the top, middle, and bottom, or the top and bottom, and review and submit. Just give it a go, and it'll put them together itself and work it out. There's no problem. Otherwise, if it's so long, you'd be standing on the table and have the receipt on the ground and trying to photograph it.
Yeah, like there's on post ones actually.
You kind of wonder what's going on with you, you know. So,
Yeah, the Christmas party receipt.
but by getting it in there, we can advise you better. At the moment, everything is, you know, this might happen, this might, you know, let's kind of make it happen, and you learn from the mistake.
exactly,
Be surprised, you know, you fly through it.
Supplier statements.
Put them in. We don't publish them. We archive them, but at least you can find them if you need them.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, to be under the supplier name. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
And get rid of the filing cabinet. So.
Yeah. There's a lot of you'd be adding on a room for Airbnb before you know it. So
Brilliant.
Great.
So when are we on next then again?
yeah, so that's really it. I'll email you a link to click in. Well, we'll know anyway. Like, if we don't hear, like a week goes by and we haven't heard, we'll have set up a meeting anyway. So so you know what? I'll move this forward 1 week. This particular meeting. Okay, it won't be 90 minutes again. It'll be quick in and out. But you, like, I have a girl we did training with a couple of days ago. She's on the Zoom tomorrow morning for 15 minutes. You know, and she's rocketing through the stuff. You know, and she's made loads of mistakes. But when I point out, like, it's only really 2 mistakes made repeatedly, and very easy to fix them. There's a couple of little shortcuts that, like, I give you one simple example. You put a load of stuff into the wrong VAT rate, or I program it wrong at the wrong VAT rate, you know? I said, Jesus, we've claimed 23% instead of 0 on that. If I bring up the supplier, it'll change them all from 23 to 0 in one click. Okay, so it's not like I have to do it all again, you know? There's none of that. So.
Yeah. Cool.
So think about a shredder and a scanner. I'm getting one of my girls. I got one lately, and a printer scanner. It's 400 quid, a laser one. So I kind of know the price of them now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the max you're dealing with. You might need anything like she has. So she doesn't use it that much. I'd say that's probably your budget, you know. So So whoever does your computer stuff, they can work that. Yeah.
We're
So-
not reviewing anything that goes up on Dext, so when we're putting in the bills, we're leaving that to you for now.
Yeah, you leave it, but don't be afraid to have a look at it. There'll be an inbox there, and if you click on it, you can see what you've done.
Yeah.
You know, and if it's not moving, it means we haven't published it through yet, but they'll be moving. They'll be moving, right? Oh yeah, we can message you right back to your individual phones. So if you do a photograph and your hand is shaking, or it's something we just haven't a clue what it is, that's more usual. We'll say, what is this? You went to Curry's and it said hardware or something. No, might be something a bit more general than that. And done stores, we say, is this business or personal, ? And you just type in the answer on there. It'll show you the photograph and everything. So like, it's not a case you have to dread the emails from us or anything like that. It's really one-to-one. Yeah. And if we send it to you, Barbara, it won't be going to the other two. Like, it just goes to whoever uploaded it. Yeah.
Perfect. Great.
So that's it. Anyway, get cracking. And so I'll move this same link to next Thursday, and I'll send you an email with this thing and a couple of very short items about book a Zoom on this when you want to talk to us about it, and even book a couple of days ahead just so it's there, even if you say I've nothing to talk to you about, because something came up. That's fine. Yeah. Anyway, it's moving now. Anyway, it's
Yeah.
it'll all be happening. Yeah. All right. Welcome aboard.
Thanks very much,
Million.
Kevin.
Okay. Good night. Yeah. Good luck with everything.
Thanks
Yeah,
very much.
yeah. Okay. Bye for now.